clouds in and out of some of our backyards. Overall, though, today was a call before the storm. Late tomorrow night, Sunday night is when we're really going to see this winter storm impacting the region. And you can see by the words here on the Weather Authority Alert Day graphic that a winter storm is likely. It's going to happen. And it looks like we're going to start as snow, change to sleet, and then change to freezing rain. Okay, so I think we're going to see all three types of wintry weather as we go into this weekend. Certainly going to be a cold weekend, and early next week looks really, really cold too. So that means we're probably going to be dealing with some ramifications from this storm system for a little while to come as we go into next week. All right, friends, let's talk about the winter storm timeline. Much of tomorrow's quiet. Very important to note that. Morning hours, fine. Early afternoon tomorrow, fine. We think that the snow will begin between about 4 and 7 o'clock, probably 4 o'clock-ish in the NRV, and then probably getting closer to Roanoke by 6, closer to Lynchburg by about 7. So again, snow begins for us here between 4 and 7 on Saturday, afternoon, early evening. Then we think the snow will change over to sleet between 2 and 10 a.m. on Sunday. So as we go into later Saturday night, the snow will give way to some sleet in some areas, and if you're not seeing sleet by the time we wake up Sunday morning, you will soon thereafter. Okay, and we think the wintry mix is going to start south to north. So the last folks to really see that mixing take place to sleet and freezing rain will likely be the highlands. Okay, then sleet will change to freezing rain, we think, in the morning or early to mid-afternoon hours, sometime between about 9 a.m. and about 3 p.m. And then the freezing rain will end for us, we think, after midnight Sunday night going into Monday morning. Okay, so I would say by the time the sun rises on Monday, we are looking at this big, enormous storm system getting out of here. Now, behind it may have some wraparound snow showers on Monday in portions of the NRV and Highlands, but the main event will be gone by the time we wake up on Monday morning, okay? So let's talk about the snow forecast, okay? We think that areas in blue, that's the Highlands and portions of the southern Shenandoah, will see anywhere from about 8 to 14 inches of snow, okay? That includes Covington, Hot Springs, Monterey, Lexington, okay? And we're thinking those, double-digit snowfall totals will be the further north you go in that dark blue zone. In this light blue zone, that includes Blacksburg, Christiansburg, Pulaski, Roanoke, Lynchburg, we're thinking about 4 to 8 inches of snow, okay? And then in purple, we're looking at 1 to 4 inches of snow. That's Galax, Martinsville, Danville, South Boston, all right? Now, that's only part one of the equation. Simply put, we see more snow to the north, less snow to the south. But in the inverse of that, we are going to see more ice south and less ice north. So areas in purple are probably going to see a half an inch, maybe more of ice, while this light blue area will likely see a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of ice. And up towards the dark blue, further north, Highlands, you're probably going to see anywhere from a trace to, at the most, a quarter of an inch of ice. Okay, so that's the way things look right now. More snow north, less snow south, more ice south, less ice north. Okay? Now, as far as the winter worries that we have, we're going to see widespread snow. Some are going to see more than others, but everybody's going to see some snow. Icing potential's really high. I wish I could say that we're going to get 10 to 20 inches of snow out of this. I'd be much happier about that than having to report all the ice, whether it's sleet or freezing rain. You don't like, especially freezing rain. Freezing rain is for the birds. It's horrible because it freezes on contact and causes power outages. So, talking about power outages, the fact of the matter is we're going to have some power outages around here. So again, the chance of that happening in the viewing area is very high. Now, a little bit more information on that. The power outages are probably going to be higher in areas that see the most ice. So we're thinking the zone that has the highest likelihood to see power outages will be south side, because I think south side will be the zone that sees the most amount of freezing rain. And all of us are going to have slick roads. Again, this is not a storm to mess with. Look, on my Facebook page, people are saying we're hyping this. We are not hyping this. Nobody is hyping this. This is a storm system that is going to impact more than 230 million people, okay? It's going to impact almost 2/3 of the states here in our country, Okay, so this is an enormous storm system. It's not going to miss us. We do have winter weather alerts here locally, and they're winter storm warnings. Okay, winter storm warnings in effect for everybody in the viewing area. Okay, this goes into effect Saturday afternoon, scheduled to expire for now Monday morning. Okay, now the worst of the weather is late Saturday afternoon into Sunday night, but they're going to keep these winter storm warnings going beyond when the precipitation ends, because National Weather Service, rightfully so, is concerned about travel Monday morning. Okay, so officially we have a winter storm warning in effect Saturday afternoon through Monday morning. And we're not alone. My goodness, we've got winter weather alerts from Colorado and New Mexico all the way north and east into Maine. Okay, this is their storm system that we're watching right here. And you'll notice in just the last 3 hours how much it's grown. You know, initially not that big, getting bigger, getting bigger, getting bigger. Okay, so this is a storm system that's going to tap into Gulf moisture, strengthen, enlargen, and then come towards us. Okay, so this is not a storm to mess with. All right, as we look now at the regional view, it's quiet for us. Okay, nothing to worry about tonight, and really, frankly, nothing to worry about for about the first 2/3 of the day tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow morning's dry. Early afternoon tomorrow's dry. It's after about 4 o'clock we're going to start to see some light snow pushing into the NRV, and then it's tomorrow evening where the snow kind of overspreads the entire region. But that changeover to ice will likely happen, you know, not too terribly long into the event. And unfortunately, that's not good news. I mean, that's real bad news, because snow you can deal with. Even sleet is okay, but again, and some of us are going to see our fair share of sleet. Some of us are going to certainly see more sleet than freezing rain, okay? But if you were to put kind of a hierarchy of the best winter precipitation, number one is snow. And snow is not that bad. It's pretty. You don't want to travel in it too much, but it's really pretty, and it doesn't do a whole lot of damage to power lines and to, you know, causes power outages. It doesn't do that. Snow's not that bad. Sleet tends to make the road slick, but sleet is not going to cause power outages that often. Freezing rain is bad for the roads. It's bad for the power lines. Freezing rain is no good. And we're going to talk more about the types of precipitation here in a moment as we kind of bisect the atmosphere. All right, so here we go. This is our storm system. It's getting bigger tonight. It will continue to get bigger tomorrow. But this is noon. Nothing around, right? We're dry. There's not going to be any precipitation falling at lunchtime tomorrow. However, as we continue to go through time, the snow will start to fill in after sunset tomorrow, such that by 8, 9, 10 o'clock, we're going to see more snow than we were seeing at 6, 7, 8 o'clock, okay? So the snow fills in during the evening hours tomorrow. Heaviest snow will likely come for us late in the evening into the overnight, okay? Such that by 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be snowing quite a bit. But by sunrise on Sunday, some of us will actually already have that transition over to sleet. And if you don't have that transition over to sleet by sunrise on Sunday, you will soon thereafter. So then the sleet will eventually change over to freezing rain later in the morning into the afternoon, and then we're going to end the event with some freezing rain as we go into Sunday evening and Sunday night. And then the storm pushes out of here as we go beyond about 1, 2 a.m. Sunday night / Monday morning. And then throughout the day on Monday, it wouldn't surprise me, we actually see a little more sun south and east with a little more cloud cover to the west. Notice this right here. This is a little band of snow showers. This is wraparound moisture. This is not with the main event, okay? This is going to be some wraparound moisture that comes in on the back side of this low pressure system. And yes, on Monday we may have some snow showers in portions of the NRV and highlands. Now, as far as types of precipitation, let's kind of go over this, because this is the type of event where we're going to see all three, okay? Simply put, snow, the column is cold from top to bottom. Snow's, I don't want to say easy to forecast because it's not, but it's easier to forecast than sleet and freezing rain. So the whole column of air, top to bottom, snow, okay? But then you move to sleet. And then you start to see the snowflake that's way up high. It's really cold up high, but then into the mid-levels of the atmosphere, 10, 12,000 feet, you've got this little warm air aloft. This little warm air aloft, 34, 35, 36, 37 degrees, allows a snowflake to then melt into a raindrop. But then the column of air, before it reaches the surface, is pretty cold. So that raindrop has a chance to kind of solidify again and become an ice pellet. Okay? Now with freezing rain, look at how big that column of warm air is. It's big. So you got the snowflake that falls, and then the warm air aloft is big. It takes up a lot of the atmosphere. So the snowflake changes to a raindrop. And then the raindrop really doesn't have enough time to solidify into either a sleet pellet or a snowflake, so it hits the ground, and the ground is 26, 27 degrees, and it freezes on contact. That's when you get ice, okay? So again, really, freezing rain and sleet are both commonly called ice, but this is the bad type of ice. Freezing rain is not good, okay? So that kind of breaks down the atmosphere for you. Right now, temperatures out west are so cold. It is so cold. We're talking about record cold from Omaha south into Dallas, okay? So all of this real cold Arctic air is moving to the east towards us. Right now, it's not that bad out there. I mean, it's chilly, but it could be a lot worse. 17 in Hot Springs, 27 Wytheville, 29 Blacksburg, 32 Roanoke, also in Lynchburg, mid to upper 30s across south side locations. But here's the deal. Look at highs tomorrow. Nowhere near really the temperatures right now, okay? 25 Roanoke, 23 Blacksburg, also Lynchburg, 26 in Danville. High temperatures tomorrow, 18 to 24 degrees below average. So tomorrow is going to be frigid. As a matter of fact, the high temperature for the 24-hour period we call Saturday may actually be reached at midnight tonight. And here's the problem. The cold air is not going anywhere once it arrives. Yes, we may get to near freezing 1 or 2 days next week. But that's 31, 32, 33 degrees. Okay? We're really going to stay in the 20s and lower 30s for a considerable amount of time beginning tomorrow. So once this winter storm moves out of our hair, we're still going to deal with it beyond when the last bit of freezing rain falls late Sunday night because it's so cold outside. Okay? So, and we're going to stay cold as we go into the end of January and even as we go into the first week of February. We may not get above freezing in most areas beginning from tomorrow all the way through February 4th or maybe February 5th. It's possible. Okay? So the cold air is here to stay for a while once it gets here. Your forecast for tonight, very cold, partly cloudy otherwise, 18 degrees. And then tomorrow, mid-20s. We're going to turn mostly cloudy. We're cold, and snow will form late, again, after about 4 o'clock, okay? Now, as we look at the next 7 days, I want you to focus first on the highs. Yeah, we may get to 32 on Tuesday, but then we're back into the low to mid-20s on Thursday. Look at this. The overnight low Monday night, 0, okay? The overnight low Monday night is 0 in Roanoke. That means in the mountains you'll probably be -2, -3, -4. In addition to that, Monday night it's going to be a little bit breezy. So that means wind chills Monday night will be below 0 everywhere, with them well below 0 in the mountains. Okay, so you feel like temperatures Monday night are going to be brutal. Right now we don't have weather authority alert days on Monday or Tuesday. We are eventually going to issue them. We just don't want to cause confusion and think that you're going to get more wintry weather on Monday and Tuesday because we may have some mountain snowflakes on Monday, but we don't want to confuse the two things that we're talking about. First, it's the winter storm that's going to provide us snow, sleet, and freezing rain. Once that ends, we will likely issue weather authority alert days for Monday and Tuesday to compensate for the really cold air that's coming in. Okay? All right, friends, current time is now 10:14. We'll be back here in about 45 minutes from now with our 11 o'clock newscast on WSLS 10. We do hope to see you then, but if we don't, I hope everybody has a great night. And if you don't remember anything else I just said, please remember this. Be safe this weekend. Don't go out unless you absolutely have to. The roads are going to be not good, okay, because you're going to have, inches of snow on the ground on top of quite a bit of ice. And that's not a good combination. So if you can stay inside this weekend, please do so. And if you absolutely have to go out, take your time. Don't go fast, okay? Be safe out there, friends, and we'll see you again real soon.